Greetings YouTube, this is Captain Machine here. This is a video response to Chromomagnus's community shoutout, which has already got one response already, so I'm utterly jealous because he's managed to do what I couldn't do with mine. Basically, what he's done is he's set up a viral messaging question system where he asks a series of questions and people respond to them. And I thought I would add my 10 pence in because I honestly don't believe that I have actually sat down, or at least not to memory anyway, sat down and done a video like this, so it might give you a bit more of an insight of where I'm coming from. So I wrote down the questions and I'm going to go through them with you now. Right, okay then. By the way, I'm going to be putting there's a link underneath to the original video so you can watch that, and then from there you can watch all the other responses to it, if there are any. Right, okay. Favourite system and why? Ooh. Right, my favourite system at the present moment in time is Call of Cthulhu, which is a shame because I don't play it. I have just got back from a convention, and I played a lot of Call of Cthulhu there, because it's a massively good convention game, because it's so easy to play, and that's probably why I like it so much. Generally speaking, character creation takes no more than 5 minutes, and that's assuming you want to take your time. You can get it done a lot quicker than that. What's on your piece of paper is just a series of numbers and they're percentile based, so if you want to, say for example, spot hidden, which is a skill in the game, you roll a percentile. If you get equal to or under that particular number, you win and you succeed. You get to tick the box, and in the adventure you get to roll dice, see if that skill goes up a marginal amount or not, which is how you progress XP wise. There is no experience system in the actual game. I have talked about Call of Cthulhu before, so there are other videos you can look at in my back catalogue about that, but that's my current favourite at the moment. Once I'm done finish running my Ravenloft campaign, that's probably what I'll be switching to next. So as you know, there's probably a running theme throughout most of my games of horror. I like the down-to-earth grittiness of it. High fantasy is all well and good. I like high fantasy. I just struggle to run it sometimes, so I tend to go for the more grittier scares. And to be honest with you, I don't really think I scare people. What I do is convince a sense of dread, as it were. So that's my objective as a GM. What got you into role playing? Hero Quest. MG did a fantastic little board game called Hero Quest, and this is going way, way, way back. So you can probably date me as a gamer by that. And we used to play it at my mate's house. I got a copy, he got a copy. We got the expansion packs for it, so we had more than enough to run with. We played it a lot. We got through the entire adventures for the original and the expansion packs at least 2 or 3 times easy. And that's with the same characters, progressively getting harder and harder, which is something that a lot of people I've spoke to about Hero Quest never really did. They played 1 or 2 games of it and stopped. But it did have a progression system whereby you would get rewards and experience points. Not experience points, you would get gear which would make you more stronger or more powerful or faster, things like that. From that, we used to play a game we called the Y game, I think it was called. Or is it Y game? Either way. Basically, it turns out years and years later, after I actually read the definition of it, we were LARPing. Because basically we used to run around mate's backyard, going, I have a chaos warrior, I will defeat you. Ding, 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 ding. You know, we didn't even have weapons. We were just miming the fact we had weapons. You know, this is the imagination of the kids for you. If anyone tells you kids, you know, of like 12, 13 are not old enough to roleplay, giant lie. They've got better imaginations than most of us combined. You know, they can stand in a field with an imaginary sword and beat someone else up with an imaginary sword and enjoy themselves. Whereas 2 adults doing it would feel quite, you know, oh, this is quite embarrassing. So, yeah, there we go. Right. Least favourite system. Oh, God, that's a loaded question. Now, I know that some people would immediately think that Dungeons & Dragons is my least favourite system. That's a giant lie. I love Dungeons & Dragons, especially 3.5. I religiously run it at the moment. I'm running a Ravenloft game set in it, and I suspect I'll be running it until they get to high levels and I find some suitably climactic ending for it. Even with my 4th edition review being so down subpar, as it were, I really love playing it. I got to play it at Furnace. I just don't like running it. I have difficulties running it, but if someone else runs it for me, I'll happily sit there and play it. So, Dungeons & Dragons, no, not my least favourite system at all. Oh, what could it be? You know, I should have thought about this before I did the video. My least favourite system, mechanics-wise, is probably Slay Industries. Now, that's probably a very peculiar thing to say because I've already got on a video on here saying that Slay Industries is the shit. And it is, in all fairness. Unfortunately, the system that powers it is the clunkiest piece of crap I've ever seen in my entire life. The mortality rate is ridiculously high in even the simplest of fights. And it takes too long to do anything. Far too long. Character creation especially so. Which is why I'm really happy about the Savage Worlds version of it coming out. Even if you can't buy it, you can download it and print it out yourself. It's still available to my knowledge. Do you buy to review? Oh. Well, generally speaking, no. I mean, it's not like I'm doing Transformers reviews where I can go, look, this is a Transformer, this is its actuation, you know. Oh, this is the detail. Now, basically, generally speaking, I hold up a book, and sometimes I don't even do that. And I say, look, this is what I'm talking about, and put it down again. I could quite easily do that just by cutting away to a picture. No, I don't buy books, and I don't think I ever buy books to review on here. I mean, the honest truth of the matter is, if I wanted to lie to you, I could just get someone else's review, pass it off as my own, and put it on YouTube. Not that I intend to do that anytime soon. What I do, however, do is I tend to buy games that I know I will not be playing either in the near future or at all. Generally speaking, because I like reading them, a very well written role-playing source book is actually very enjoyable to read, even if you're not going to use it. Which is probably why I'm buying Delta Green stuff like it's going out of fashion, because I don't actually run Delta Green, even though I like Call of Cthulhu. But yeah, so yeah, there is that to it. I mean, I'm a huge werewolf fan. I'll be talking about that at some point in the future, most likely, when I actually run out of ideas. And I've been buying the new werewolf stuff, the new World of Darkness, and generally speaking, it's very good. But I can't find anyone to play it, which is a shame. But either way, I still religiously buy it. So I've got pretty much everything out of either the old werewolf line and the new werewolf line combined. Right, do you ever think you'll be able to complete your collection? Role-playing wise, no, I don't think I'll ever complete my collection because there will always be somebody releasing new role-playing material. However, I do try my damnedest to collect as much as I can from my chosen fields, as it were. So, I'm a proud owner of a full collection of Ravenloft, Werewolf the Apocalypse, and tertiary settings like Werewolf Wild West and Werewolf Dark Ages, Werewolf the Forsaken. I've got a very large Call of Cthulhu collection and a very large Warhammer Fantasy role-playing collection. And to be honest with you, out of all of that, there's probably at most 24 books are missing. I don't think I'd ever be able to part with them, my complete collections as it were. You know, presumably complete collections are worth more, but I also don't believe that at the present moment in time, the way the market is, that I would ever get what they were worth. I mean, now you look at people selling first edition Dungeons and Dragons material and nobody's buying it, because even though it's quite valuable to the collector, it's not valuable to everyone else. It's a buyer's market, and if you want, if you want to sell your ultra rare book, it's not a case of how much you want to sell it for, it's how much somebody wants to buy it off you for. So eBay is pretty much powering that revolution at the moment. I suspect I'll have to do a video about eBay at some point in the future if I haven't already done one. You know, I do forget what I've done video-wise. But, no, I don't think I'll ever sell my collection, but I do try to complete them. Because then eventually you get to the point where either the setting is no longer published for, like in the case of Ravenloft, or Werewolf the Apocalypse. Or it gets to the point where you've got everything and they're releasing it in a very slow trickle, like Call of Cthulhu. Now, Call of Cthulhu, I've probably got about 1, maybe 24 books missing, and that's the entire collection completed. And at the rate they're releasing at the moment, it wouldn't be too hard to keep up with it.